Now, on its third year, the implementation of the special program in journalism of La Filipina National High School has grown big, with 35 students for grade 7, 50 students for grade 8, and 51 students for grade 9. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, admission and screening of students were conducted through the qualifying examination, followed by the interview of applicants. Then, orientation of the parents followed. When face-to-face contact was already prohibited, online qualifying examination was utilized using Google Form. Then, interview through video chat was conducted among applicants. Despite the limitation of resources, the SPJ teachers were able to produce self-learning modules using localized and contextualized materials in grade 7, focusing on legal and ethical standards of journalism, which uses winning outputs in collaborative desktop publishing of campus journalists, among others. Grade 8 SLM uses the school-published articles of the Harbinger, the school publication and other contribution of students to different local publication as examples in the different elements in producing the 8-page print publication and as well as articles published in the school's online publication. Grade 9 and Grade 10 SLMs uses locally produced student outputs like script and audio and video outputs for radio news programs and TV news programs. Mastered competencies of the students were evident in their outputs, which include print media, mini documentary on inspiring local stories, and educational how-tos.
Born with a cleft palate is hard because since you were young, you already experienced bullying. And most of the people who experience bullying
that I can say to those people who have cleft palate or illness that they have, just stay strong and be brave and don't ever listen to those hurtful words and just believe in yourself.
My name is Filipina, 13 years old. I am genetic disease called osteogenesis imperfecta.
The online media of the school publication has also become the venue for students to write and publish real-time articles covering school events, community issues, and social commentaries. SPJ students do not simply write and perform for academic reasons, but they produce outputs to educate their co-students. This was evident when the print outputs of the students were used as localized and contextualized reading text for the Drop Everything and Read DEAR program of the school, administered in all sections every 1 to 2 p.m. Aside from the print, SPJ students' output in radio broadcast and TV broadcast were also used as listening text for DEAR.
For the headlines, Dole 11 launches Regional Career Guidance Caravan 2019. Skills trainings and safety awareness mark 6th Alan L. Rillion Rescue Olympics.
Good day, Philippines. Good day, La Filipina National High School. This is The Harbinger. I'm Machos B. Momo.
And I am Princess Darlene Jambon, bringing you the latest and the hottest news for today. For the headlines.
New desks worsen congestion, sacrificing students' collaborative activities.
Congestion threatens student safety.
Electricity connection in the newly built 3-story building adds the students' burden for 2 days.
And to ensure the comprehension of students, language teachers wrote comprehension questions, which will be answered by the students afterwards. In this time of pandemic, the students' outputs were included in their self-learning modules, which are used continually as localized reading materials for the struggling readers. These materials, together with the comprehension questions, were sent to the students even when face-to-face learning was not allowed. Even prior to this, trainings were conducted among parents in clustered barangays so they would be efficient in facilitating the reading activity at home. To ensure the quality delivery of education in SPJ, the school sent teachers to local and national training. At the same time, these teachers spearheaded the training of teachers in all subject areas in the radio-based instruction, television-based instruction, and the editing of the video outputs. Subject teachers are now independent in producing their own radio-based instruction. Through the editing skills of the teachers, the school was able to produce its own video of ecumenical prayer as well as its own video of the Pambansang Awit, with its own local talents like the students and the teachers as performers. With a strong partnership of the private sectors through the Adopt a School program and the Brigada Escuela, the school was able to gather Wi-Fi modems which were distributed to needy SPJ students so they could still participate in the online classes. The school's partnership with the radio station 98.3 Gold FM gave way to the regular delivery of supplementary lesson through radio-based instruction in all subject areas, which is now on its 5th cycle. Included in the cycle is the radio-based instruction of the SPJ lessons, together with other special programs offered by the school. Through the partnership with private sector, the Music House, an event provider for lights and sound, the school was able to put up the progressive state-of-the-art studio, which becomes the venue for the production of the television-based instruction. The studio included the lounge area, the television platform with green screen, the radio broadcast and teleradio counter, the talk show area, and the production and studio control room. The radio broadcast counter was used in the recording of the television-based instruction, as well as the weekly talk show of the division office entitled Fridays with SDS, hosted by one of the SPJ teachers. Salida La Filipina TV has produced so far 18 episodes of television-based lessons in Filipino,
O pahayag na ginagamit sa akda.
Busog sa likas na yaman at pangunahing produkto, maging sa agrikultura at industriya.
Do
English,
these pictures have part to a whole relationship? Do they have the same qualities?
Starting with our lesson objectives. First, transform direct to reported speech in a meaningful manner. Second, use direct and reported speech appropriately in varied contexts, which is also our most essential learning competency.
mathematics,
Do you recognize what kind of fractions are we adding?
When we say elements, we are referring to the things or objects found within the set. So for set A, the sala set, the elements are the sofa, 2 single-type chairs, center table, and the side table.
science,
Aluminum is an example of an element because it cannot be broken down by any chemical means.
A spoonful of sugar into the water and stir it until the sugar dissolves completely.
In this case, the water in the glass is the solvent. The sugar, which is the substance being dissolved, is the solute. The result is called the sugar solution.
Araling Panlipunan.
Pangingisda at pagmimina. Tunay nga na may ganitong ugnayan ang tao at kapaligiran. Sa kabuuang datos, mahihinuan natin na ang Pilipinas ay may mataas na bilang at porsyento sa populasyon at unemployment rate. Hindi rin kataasan ang inaasahang life expectancy ng mga Pilipino.
Technology and livelihood education.
Or immediately and deposited in a closed container.
The following are the shapes of the nail. Number 1. Oval. This type of nail shape is favored among those with medium-length nail or has long, perfect nail beds.
Music, arts, physical education, and health.
Don't show up, don't show up, don't come out, don't stop caring about
Break. While brass use air and the player's lips to vibrate. The example of wood instrument is flute, while examples of brass instruments are saxophone and trumpet.
And edukasyon sa pagpapakatao.
At kakayahan ay magagamit ng buong husay
For the junior high school. And it has also produced lessons for cookery for senior high school, Indigenous Peoples Education Integration,
base sa Presidential Proclamation of Republic Act Number 1906, Series of 2009,
and lesson for special program in journalism.
Now going to identify whether the following news clips can be categorized to current events, editorial, features, science and technology, or sports.
The Salida TV has produced its own branding of shows, dubbed as Salida Talks, which has produced 5 episodes. Episode 1, Division Television-based launching with a regional personnel.
We are here this afternoon with our CLMD chief of the Region 11 and our TVL focal for Region 11 also.
Episode 2, Kapehan sa Division featuring the opening of classes.
Thank you very much, Councilor Alder, Doc Jo Fadul, Doc Mel Estacio. It has been an honor for me to speak to you this morning.
Episode 3, a discussion on indigenous educational heritage.
Daghan gyud bitaw mga benefits para sa ato ang mga IT. Na ako'y mga nakaila jud ato nga napasok sila sa pagkapulis o miski pag dili kaayo taas ilang height pero nakapasok sila, it's because of the waiver nga gihatag sa ato ang mga tribal chieftain nga gi-acknowledge gid sila nga isa sila ka membro sa IT community.
Episode 4, a feature of Mansaka cuisine from a culture master.
Saka umandaya o kalagan, nagkayos ang mga lumad, dingdagbayan.
So salamat kaayo Bia sa pagpatilaw ani nga dish nga maruto na special kaayo para sa mga Mansaka tribe. So untong salamat.
And episode 5, best practices of special program in journalism in Tagum City.
Thank you very much, Doc Fadul, Doc Mel. It has been a beautiful morning talking to you about the special program in journalism, and I think you have very brilliant ideas.
Another branding of show is the Salida Snapshots, which gives our students and viewers video clips of the activity or event undertaken by the school. We also have the Salida Ads, where information, advertisements, and announcements of the school are featured.
Mga sumusunod na steps.
Una, sundon nato ang minimum health requirements. Aduna kitay schedule sa pagbuha sa modules kada grade level matag Lunes. And the last branding is the Salida Rewind, which will give our students and viewers an opportunity to look back on the events of the school which were covered by the SPJ students. And for the special event, which is the celebration of the National Reading Month, the school has produced 10 episodes of virtual storytelling taken from the learners' module of the different grade levels. This virtual storytelling was accompanied by comprehension questions to ensure the students' understanding of the story.
Let's have a short trivia for the story that we will be reading. It is a myth from Ibanag, who is considered as an ethno-linguistic minority who inhabited the provinces of Cagayan, Isabela, and Nueva Vizcayas. Welcome once again to the second episode of our virtual storytelling in celebration of the National Reading Month. La Filipina National High School, through the Salida TV, ensures that we continue to deliver quality education despite the COVID-19 pandemic. We hope that you have fun yesterday.
Sometimes we must do anything just to fight for our love. But just like any battle, you either win or lose. And there is always a consequence to our choices. Are you ready to face the consequences of a rushed decision? Let's find out in the story.
Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare.
In this story, Daedalus was the greatest inventor of the ancient world. But his hunger for glory ruled his heart, and for that he would pay for a terrible price. What do you think is the terrible price he would be paying for?
Sometimes we tend to be aggressive with our decisions. We tend to forget the harm it may bring to others and to ourselves. Do you want to know hypothetically those unborn children feel? Let's find out in the letter.
Hi, Mom. How are you? I am doing just fine.
Tagum City's partnership with LoveNet TV and PTV expands the viewership of the television-based instruction in all subject areas all over Tagum City and Davao del Norte province. And the top supporter of the special program in journalism is the local government of Tagum City, which allocated 300,000 pesos for the equipment used in the television studio. Aside from that, the LGU's establishment of a radio station within the school is underway. Dissemination of DepEd updates and the information becomes easy and more effective. And in the long run, this will give our students wider experience, immersion, and opportunity to expose themselves and develop in the future once face-to-face learning is allowed. The school may form partnership with the LGU and local stations for exposure, public service, and field immersion. All these are made possible with the leadership of our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine Alfadul, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Melanie Estacio, CID Chief Dr. Christine Bagakay, Division Focal Person in Special Program in Journalism, Dr. Christy Agodera, and the ever-supportive Principal of La Filipina National High School, Dr. Jeffrey C. Villarosa.